Hey, it's Polly with Get Busy Thriving, and just had an amazing call with a client of mine that is she's a grad student, and she does like physical therapy type work, helping people recover and rehabilitate, that sort of thing. And as we were talking about how she's stepping into, she's getting to the end of her graduate school and is starting to work with actual patients and in clinic and things like that. And they said to her in a job she has, well, you just have to be able to tell people with confidence this is what you need. So let's say she's working with somebody that has a knee problem or a shoulder problem or something like that. She just has to tell them this is what you need. And, she just has to be certain about it. And they told her, you can't expect people to believe you, listen to you, and do what you say that you're going to do if you don't have confidence in what you're saying. So you have to present it like you're confident. And she's like, how do I do that? I'm just a grad student, that sort of thing. And it was really insightful because she said, well, I started doing it. And so I asked her, how did you start to get more confident in doing this and being able to make these presentations, present a rehab program for someone? How did you give them advice when you feel like I'm just a graduate student? And I wanted to share with you because I wrote some notes during our call, and it was like, this is a formula for how you do things that you're not certain about. This is a formula for how you change your life. This is a formula for how you become the person that you want to be, even when you don't think that you are that or you can be that. And so some of these things sound like when I overcame my eating disorder and food addiction. It was like, well, I want to be that, but I'm not that right now. And I didn't have a lot of certainty and confidence in that, but I knew that I wanted to be. And so like her, she wants to be, she wants to go into this field. So she's got to be this. And in order for people to have great results, she's got to present herself with confidence. And in time, we all know that we can have that, but how do you start that? And so I wanted to share with you what she said. She just kind of rattled this off, and I was like, well, there's a formula for how you do it. And so she said, how do you become confident when you lack it? She said, well, I lacked self-certainty. So some of the things were, reflecting on what I do know, right? So that can look like reflecting. So if it's aligned with something, so like for me, if I had years of experience in, breaking old habits or really knew that I could do that, I could have relied on something like that. But it doesn't have to be related. It can be something totally unrelated, but it's just something that gives you confidence in yourself. You look at, like, I do know some things, or I'm good at this, or just sort of talking yourself into it. So for her, she looked at what she did know. She's been going to school for almost 6 years now in this field, so she knows a lot. She's like, you know what? I reflected on maybe I do know this stuff. So she started to tell a new story in her mind in terms of who she was and what she knew. She said, I was at peace with what could happen. Like, maybe I won't give the perfect recommendation or the A++ recommendation that somebody, 20 years her senior would every single time. But she made peace with, they're going to be okay. Like, I know enough and I can do this. Like, it's going to work out okay. So she made peace with what could happen, the future, the possibility. She was reaffirmed by feedback. So she got feedback from people that she was either coaching or her peers or her boss, like, you're doing a good job, so she allowed that feedback to come in, or she saw that they were progressing, so she saw that feedback. So for me, it was friends reaffirming to me, wow, congratulations on stepping into this new life of not having an eating disorder, and so it just reaffirmed back to me, yeah, I got this. And then she said, I've learned a lot, like, I've learned a lot as I've done this. So as she was doing it, she started to self-affirm it. And she said she had a psychological shift. I see myself as being able to contribute and to do this. So it's the story we tell ourselves, and it's the story we tell ourselves about what is in front of us, right? So can I do this? I believe in possibility. I believe it's possible that I can do this. I believe I can make this change. I want this. I know I can do this. Or do we, use self-defeating talk like, God, I'm not sure I'm good at this, or I'll never figure this out, or it's never worked out for me. What's the talk that you use? How do you affirm it to yourself internally? And then what do you say about the outer world? Like, you know what? I'm going to keep trying at this, and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to keep working at this, or things are always working out for me, or I got this, or taking, when you get that feedback, it's like it adds legs to your table. It's like a three-legged table. You can have your internal talk, and you're acting on it, so you're feeling more confident. And then the third leg is you get that feedback, and it just gives you more and more stability in your inner confidence in your belief. So I just thought that was fantastic. So it's, how to become more confident or more certain with yourself in something that you haven't done. So it's reflecting on what you do know and pulling from other areas. Be at peace with what could happen. Like tell a good story about things. She was reaffirmed by the feedback that she got from people in her life. And she started telling herself, I've learned a lot, I can do this, and so she just took it as practice. And each one that she did, I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. And she just continued to build that inner confidence, that inner confidence. And she just had to do it. You just step out into it. So there's an area of your life that you're wanting to make a change. How can you apply these and act upon them and begin to build the momentum, begin to build the confidence where right now you may not feel like you have that confidence or you're not that way right now? I know you can do it. Give it a try.